let's do this already. Um, but I got a couple more stories, two more stories. One of them is a take on yesterday's Black Lives Matter type story. There'll be a deal up here if you want to see it if you haven't seen it yet. Actually, a couple deals because both yesterday's stories dealt with that a little bit on one, a lot on the second, or vice versa. Uh, One of them was in Modesto, put on by Peace Life Center, and it was a gathering of 100 people, including police chief, panelists. They included police chief, it's on here somewhere, Galen Carroll, Latino community activist, Miguel Donoso, and Frank Johnson, president of the local chapter of NAACP. Um, that's a good deal. Out of every every bad deal that happens, typically something good comes along after that. That's sad. It has to be that way. Sad 5 policemen had to be killed. Sad two black community leaders, or not community leaders, but 2 black folks had to be killed. It's sad that um, it's just sad of like I said yesterday, the latent type deal going along with that. The blacks making up a lot of population, whether it be for harmful crimes or harmless. Um, and I know some people might disagree with me on that, but that's the facts. That's coming from the government. Um, this one here, Modesto, which was held at the King Kennedy Center in Modesto, which discussed the violent shootings, like I mentioned, across the country, was a good step in bringing together different groups, and that needs to keep happening. It really does. Um, keep lines of communication open between police that serve the community and the community that needs police to serve them. That's that. That's what that is. And talking about disproportionate number of, like I said, disproportionate number of black people in prison, and encouraging the community to report activity that could lead to violence, like the attack on police officers in Dallas. Second part of that is, sorry, I'm changing the page here. I'm just going to come back to it. How's that? I hope that works out. The second one is with gas, Obama tackles police issues, and he comes out of that. There was members of Black Lives Matters, there were members of law enforcement, and there were members of politicians in this meeting. He comes out of that saying that, get this right. Obama expressed optimism, however, and said that participants, including members of the Black Lives Matter movement, agreed that such conversations need to continue despite raw emotions. He also said that America is not even close to where it needs to be in terms of resolving issues between police and the communities they serve. And that's true. But these conversations need to continue, and we will get to where we need to be. Hopefully with a lessening of police militarization and the lessening of distrust on both sides of that issue. There it is. It's on both sides of that issue. Yeah, it's not close. It's not close. It's still ongoing, but it with the ongoing and truthful and just outward type dialogue. Nothing held back on either side really, but seeing the either side's views, um, they'll get better. And it's sad. It's sad. It's sad that 5 police officers and 2 black men had to get killed to get this whole thing rolling. Now, if Congress will pass some common sense gun reforms, maybe that might help too. But do you think that'll happen? Nah, not this Congress. They're bought off by the NRA. If you think that the NRA is here to serve you, I'm sorry, my friend, you are mistaken. They're there to serve their companies, manufacturers. They're not a group that cares one bit about you and your rights. They care about selling guns. That's their stated mission. They're a lobbying firm for gun manufacturers. They pay lip service to Second Amendment, but if they could get away with it without having members, they would. They would. But that's a whole different story right there. Story that needs to be talked about more and more and more. Obviously needs to be talked about more and more and more. But yeah. There's a website that Obama has called on people to submit their stories and ideas at go.wh.gov backslash vdpvkz. I'm gonna link that down below. Give him credit for one thing. He's been a corporatist president, but give him credit for one thing, that being trying to open up dialogues, trying to open up free trading of information. And there's more to this one right here. I probably should have read it more before I started this, but like I said, I didn't want to make this into a really long recap. I'm going to link this article down below too, because it's pretty good article. Okay, and the next one I'm going to talk about, which wasn't on the agenda for today, but I'm going to talk about it anyhow, deals with hearing care. Maybe that might be me, I don't know. Health care spending in U.S. hits new peak. Didn't see this coming, did we? Alright, I'll be back in a minute. I gotta read this one now. I really should be more prepared. I really should be. Bye.